Hear ye, hear ye. Welcome to the Week 14 Swolecast. April showers have been delivered to Peter Overzet's household. We have a sub this week, Chess Liam, coming in for Mr. Overzet, who is now about to find the beautiful joys of fatherhood that, Dan obviously knows all about with 19 kids running around his household. We don't have the most appealing slate this week. Anytime Jared Goff is the number one points per dollar quarterback on the slate, you know you are bound to have a bad time, but we're going to do our best. We're going to talk about Pete's life. I have a sneaking suspicion there's going to be about 37 minutes of Buffalo Bills chatter on this show. Let's get to the Week 14 Swolecast. Please don't dupe me, bro. I'm begging you, don't dupe me, bro.
It's the poop narrative.
Kitchen's been waiting to say those words.
No.
For 5 years.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Week 14 Swolecast. Special shout out to Davis Mattek for that cold open, doing that for me. I am a little bit under the weather. Right after last week's Swolecast, I began to feel a bit ill, and there was one person in the kitchen household that had not received their flu shot, and that one person paid dearly for it. But I'm here.
Kurt's going around real bad right now, bro.
Still fighting. This is the first time, though, I've had an ear infection where I can literally not hear. I have one side of my out of my ear, but also like vertigo, where sometimes I'll just be like sweating, and it just reminds me of was it Jason Day, the golfer that suffered like bouts of vertigo?
God, I can't even. I'm gonna get PTSD if we start talking about Jason Day vertigo. That dude has cost me so much money.
I get it. I get it now, though. Like you can't golf when like you can barely stand up straight. So I'm taking one for the team. I'm here. Mr. Tuttle 05 is here, live from the delivery room. Tuttle, how's it going?
It's going well. Saw some stuff I didn't want to see, but happy to say that it's healthy baby girl for Pete and wife. So yeah, good news to report.
So
amazing. Tuttle.
I actually did not give this advice to Pete, but someone told me before I had my first is, hey man, just stand at the head. Just stay at the head of the bed.
Bro, the placenta is wild. Watching that thing let me tell you.
I can't go there, man. You guys are such dads. I can't.
Congratulations, Pete. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, all right.
We got a comment that I think we need to that we need to address. This is in Pete's Discord, but Easy said should have called her December for the lulz. I mean, just imagine.
I feel like even calling her a month of the year is going to be, a little bit of a throw to December and January and
you didn't. It didn't. This isn't landing. It's no good. It's
I'm sure Pete's watching from the delivery room. So congrats, Pete and your wife on April. That's what I want to say there.
Girl dad life is awesome. We have Chess Liam in for Pete. Liam
Here gets swole.
He brought props. He really is filling in for Peter. He brought props.
It's already being funnier than Peter. I saw that you like last week. You're like, I just need 25 points from C-Mac and
I was close, man. I was close to taking it down, doing degen
but
things.
You tweeted that like before the start of the 4 p.m. games.
I had a bunch of tweets live.
Liam is literally like, for a guy who has as much experience gambling as him, he literally behaves like your drunk buddy in Vegas. He thinks he has a sweat in every contest he enters. He's like, when you guys remember like 2013 when you first told your like college buddies about DFS or whatever, and they signed up and they're like already spending the money for first place. They're like, this shit's so easy. Like, I'm gonna win. This is literally Liam, dude.
Time out, Ball Humbug Davis over here, because one, I was drunk at a bar. Two, I did have like 10 lineups that if like Eckler scored 25, if Sky Moore could get to like 15, I would have won the mill in the 5-5-5. Like,
if Sky Moore doubled his fantasy point total for the entire season in one game, I would have been rich.
Because I locked Christian Watson, Garrett Wilson, and then I just built around that and built a bunch of like AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts.
Where do you get your ideas?
I mean, I can't believe we're 6 minutes into the show and we haven't gotten one Chig shout out on Chig Week.
I was about to say it was Chiguary after the whole December and January thing.
Chigovember.
No.
It's November. Or no, I guess it's December.
It's December, bro.
I mean, you guys don't want people to talk about their best ball teams. You're like, call the FBI. Let's not have fun on Twitter. God forbid people are excited about their teams.
I'm witnessing so much mental illness with this best ball stuff. Guys, I mean, Jack Miller put this best.
As the person who won the contest, it's okay to dream.
The person. Here's the thing. Jack Miller, I think, summed this up absolutely best as anyone has done it as to why you should not check your best ball teams. He put out a tweet 2 weeks ago, basically just explaining the math. You could be advancing ungodly amounts of teams right now, 30% of your teams, and you'd be losing 50% ROI. It does not matter. It doesn't matter
Dave,
until
how
the
many
last
teams
week.
are you advancing with me?
I think that
Percentage-wise.
both of the teams that we drafted, so 100%.
100. Yeah, Davis, how many teams are we advancing?
I don't know. How would
0.
I know?
So our dream is dead. So you and your negativity. It's all about Dave and positivity because we're alive for the 2 mil.
You gotta live a little, bro. But that's
Davis,
the whole thing.
You always have those Jack Miller tweets though after we take down Best Ball Mania 3.
You see, the thing is, like, Davis, you're acting like people don't know that when they're drafting these teams, these best ball teams.
Then stop talking about it. Like, let us scratch our lottery tickets, forget about it for 3 months, and then come back.
No, this is the
you
cycle.
Talk about best ball for like 3 months in the summer ad nauseum, and you don't want people to get excited for.
You're supposed to play DFS, and then once your dream is dead on that Sunday, then you start looking at best ball. That is the cycle.
Davis trying to be the best ball police is not great.
I hear the sirens approaching Dave and Liam's house right now.
Can we get Pete and Davis wanted to be cool with Pete, and he's like, I don't want to get the FBI called on me. And then I came like a shining bright for the community and said, it's okay, best ball. Rise like a phoenix. Share your teams. It's okay to be excited.
It's not. It's absolutely not. You can get excited. You can get excited if you win. You can get excited if you. No, I'll say, if you get more than one team to the Best Ball Mania final, you can get excited.
If you get one team to the finals, are you kidding me?
I mean, I have a top 100 team right now, and I'm not really that excited because it
has to make it to the finals. Top 100 regular season doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and you also drafted.
That's literally what I'm saying. You are agreeing with me. It doesn't mean anything.
You also you drafted so many teams, Davis. Like, for someone like me who only drafted like 50 something teams, it's like, yeah, if you got a little bit of sweat, it's fine. But I understand for people that put like 5 figures in it, that you know.
I am just my brain is just broken. Like, gambling has ruined my brain.
I think Liam's too green. I don't think he's had like the
that's
soul
what I'm
sucked out of
saying.
him yet.
That's what I'm saying.
He's already had the $1 million win.
I've been gambling for a long time since I was like 16. I'm just a positive.
So what?
person.
What is that, like 3 years?
I mean, Liam, if you and I are roughly the same age and you still actively have fun gambling all the time, I have to worry about your brain.
No, there's a lot of lows. Why do you think I watch a Swolecast? It's not usually for content.
Here's the thing.
For humor to get you through the season.
The way to protect against the low is to not let the high.
No, see, that's such a negative Nancy point of view. If you just think that your vibes are good and you're going to be okay, it's okay to have some hope.
That's right.
Can we get a total overview of the slate?
Eventually, anyways, Davis, we're not going to be here that long.
It's true. I want Tuttle to break down a slate in which we have no competitive games and other than Minnesota Detroit, so everyone's gonna have to try and talk themselves into Cousins versus Goff.
I got to get Tuttle to do a best ball with me next year.
All right.
I was actually just hoping we could talk about Brittany Griner personally.
No, stop.
I mean, I did see a lot of expert international trade negotiators show up on the TL this morning. A lot of people who are now really worried that the United States has ruined their leverage for future hostage negotiations. It's just you love to see people be so educated these days.
All right. So Tuttle, I did see in the
I knew you were going to talk about this. Yeah.
I did see the projections chat. Things got a little bit heated between you and Mr. Chris Jamino for a little bit.
No, we like to have fun.
Yeah, the reason though was because of what?
Well, I still don't think he understood what I was saying. I was giving Chig some love if Burks is out.
Everybody's giving Chig some love, and why not? If you missed the tweet, and a lot of people apparently did because you only received a few likes, but
soccer numbers.
There's only one tight end that has 3 catches for over 40 plus yards. There's only 2 tight ends that has 4 catches for over 30 plus yards. That's Kelsey and Chig, and the other one is just Chig. He's a big playmaker. Oh boy, we got the
700.
Wow.
He is basically a wide receiver. I mean, he is not a tight end. He is what I've said this.
He was a wide receiver before he transferred to Maryland.
And I've said this though. He is what we wanted Kyle Pitts to be. Yeah, and now is his time to shine.
Chig has like a 6 RAS, and Kyle Pitts had like a 10.
So the thing with Chig is that he has an opportunity because the Titans don't have anybody. They carried 4 receivers last week, and obviously Traylon Burks with that amazing catch and that dirty hit by the Eagles got taken out. So
give that a fave. Give that a sneaky third fave.
There's a fourth fave. So, but yeah, I'm curious to see what happens to Chig, and he might be the key to unlock.
I think this is wrong. Slate. I think this is wrong. I think Sky was terrible last week.
Sky. Here's the thing. Sky at like 6% would have been fine. Sky,
you were steaming Sky on the show last week, Davis. Big time.
He was 15% in the 5-5-5.
Yeah,
he was a terrible play at that.
He was 18% in the SPY, like the worst play I've ever made.
Honestly, the 15%, I said okay.
I mean, legitimately horrible. Like no excuse. Just bad. so bad. All right, since no one is wanting to nut up and do an overview, I'll do it. So pretty interesting slate at quarterback in which Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen are both on the slate, but an absolutely massive spreads. The Bills are huge favorites. The Eagles, I suppose, are only 7-point favorites. They're on the road. I think Hurts probably the same as he was last week and end up being probably the best combination of projected points and ownership. Everyone is going to be flocking to this Minnesota-Detroit game. It's got a total of 52, 52.5, 51.5. Depending on the book, Goff and Cousins are the 2 highest points per dollar quarterbacks. I'm sure playing those guys at double-digit ownership is going to work well for everybody. You have to figure out what you want to do with the Dallas Cowboys. I believe they have the highest team total of the week by over 4 points against the awful Houston Texans. But they've been using both running backs, so that's a little bit interesting. Got big injury questions at running back. Kenneth Walker has an ankle injury, but not only is he injured, Tony Jones got a concussion check. DJ Dallas was doubtful for last week, but had to play because Tony Jones went to the locker room after Travis Homer was ruled out. Apparently, Darwin Thompson is on their practice squad. Biggest mess in fantasy football.
I thought Tony Jones was the only one they had left.
So Tony Jones got cracked. he got cracked helmet to helmet. So DJ Dallas had to come back in after being ruled doubtful to come back. Of course, we have, Derrick Henry against the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that he has absolutely crushed. But unlike the last couple weeks where there's been there's 8 running backs you want to play. Nope. Open up the slate. Latavius Murray is like a 900-point underdog, is the number 1 points per dollar guy. You don't particularly love to see that. DeAndre Swift is going to be, mega steamed after finally overtaking Jamal Williams in snaps and touches last week, priced at $5,800 on DraftKings. People are again going to cuck themselves into playing Dameon Pierce. I don't understand it, but it is what people are going to do. Same for ETN. And people might find a way to play McCaffrey this week after breaking the slate last week. Again, Amon-Ra St. Brown, it just doesn't matter what this guy does. Apparently, there's an artificial price cap on his salary on DraftKings.com, not allowing him to be more than $8,000 DraftKings dollars. He'll be the most owned wide receiver this week. Nico Collins is questionable. He's the only guy under 5. He's the only guy under 5,000 that you're getting from a points per dollar perspective. Justin Jefferson is going to find his way being chalk in that Minnesota-Detroit game. I wonder if anyone is noticing a trend with that Minnesota-Detroit game.
All right, let's start with quarterbacks. We'll talk about some of these guys when we get a position by position. Thank you, Davis, for nutting up and going over the overview of the slate.
Seems
it's just
personally.
it's not as fun when there's
this slate stinks ass.
I like the slate.
I wonder. Okay, Liam, now if I had to guess, this is your angle. Josh Allen, but not with Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, and hold on, wait for it, at tight end, Dawson Knox.
I'm wondering how much James Cook the field is going to play, and if they take James Cook as and what we think. Do we think James Cook was like a matchup solution for the Bills with the Patriots sitting in cover 2, and do the Jets play similar? Or was that just kind of, or is James Cook the Bills realize, hey,
no, they'll play. The field will play 18% James Cook.
Well, what would the Bills do? Will the Bills go back to Singletary, or is James Cook here to stay? Because I kind of think
they'll play all 3 dudes. I bet.
Yeah, and Hines played a lot, but he's and he did nothing with the carries, but he's there for misdirection. But he's going to get some touchdowns on the year too.
This slate is better than last week.
Absolutely not. Horrible
last
take.
Week was pretty fun.
Yeah, last week was I ended up losing because no one wins at NFL DFS, but it was a really good slate.
Dave just likes that the Titans are relevant.
No, I'm just saying that you look at the quarterbacks, and Davis saying that everyone's going to play Jared Goff. Well, you also have Burrow, who has just come out of the lately fireworks.
But Cleveland
team total.
Cleveland
I
can't
think Huntley
really
will
push
get played some if Lamar's out.
Yeah, he
and
could.
So in Huntley, and then you've got obviously the Deshaun Watson. Will people go back to the well there? And other than that, you still got your elite quarterbacks as well that you can play. So it's not I don't like it when there's nobody playable and just ugly options. There are at least options on this slate. And so that's
I'm going to be all Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith this week. Just every combination.
Why would you not play AJ Brown against the highest man coverage team in the NFL?
He's more expensive. I'll play.
Aren't you worried about?
No,
yeah, come up
that's the point. It's the Giants are going to play
corner?
man, and AJ Brown's going to be like, "Get off me, little boy," and go score a touchdown again.
I will play some doubles. I will play some, but I would say of my 3 main GPP teams, Devonta Smith will probably be on all of them.
All right, Tuttle,
which top end quarterback do we think gets squeezed? I'm going to guess it's Mahomes, because it's always Mahomes for some reason.
No one's playing Mahomes. Mahomes 2.5. Mahomes last week was in the nuttest spot possible and was 7% owned. So he's 2% this week.
I guess it's just the stacks are too hard. Yeah, Kelsey, it's too cost expensive or too
and all his wide receivers just stink so bad.
Right.
Well, Juju was on the field a bunch. I think the head injury had to be.
He's got a 17% target share this year. It's just not It's not really what you want. I mean, he's playable.
If this game isn't competitive, I could see like it seems like there's a pattern where they're really saving McKinnon for the competitive games, like the playoffs.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
been
this could totally be a
that's
Pacheco
the whole thesis behind the play.
That I got
All right.
trashed about last week.
Yeah.
How did McKinnon do for 4,900 on FanDuel last week, David?
I was with you. Don't put this on me. Peter and David were against you. I was with you. This is not a Josh Jacobs gotcha moment.
I was a Pacheco truther. It got there too.
Yeah,
I
both actually didn't do too bad.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Jared Goff, though. Davis.
I mean, just like if he ends up being the cash game quarterback, whatever, I'll play him. But seems like literally the worst. Like, what are you gonna do to win? You're gonna play a 19% owned Goff, a 30% owned Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like, what are we doing here? If this is how people win, whatever. Maybe winning's not for me. Maybe I guess
You gotta
Liam.
Jam Tony Pollard, jam Cowboys D. Like, why is Cowboys D not the most expensive D on the slate? And how high owned are they going to be?
No, they got Davis Mills this week. He's back.
3,800. I mean, people just don't really play those defenses. Like, people will play probably the Jaguars defense, I bet.
The Bucks. No, I think the Cowboys D is going to be popular because I don't know.
How are you? Where's the value? What is the cheap play people are playing this week to get them
DJ
in?
Chark and Zay Jones. We're back.
But those guys aren't even.
Jones dropped like 4 easy passes last week. Was so tilting.
Oh, you know who's going to be the cheap play. I mean, just prepare for this in the secret chat on Sunday morning, Tuttle. Someone's posting a team with Adam Thielen in it on Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah.
Like someone
4.9K.
He's fine.
Hawkinson's the 2.
Yeah, Hawkinson is good.
He's good.
All right.
For like 40 and 6.
What are the top quarterbacks you like though, Davis? If it's not Goff,
Hurts, Mahomes, Allen. Those are probably the only guys I'd play. Maybe Huntley.
Allen, Hurts, Mahomes.
no Burrow.
You got to throw Burrow stack. Burrow can do it any week. Cleveland's team's bad.
He's got the. So Burrow has the bad combo of not having the rushing, although he did run for a touchdown last week. His guys being super expensive, and the bringbacks also being expensive. Like, it's a weird. Not that I mean whatever.
I just feel like your excuse of like the stacks is too expensive. Isn't that a reason why you would want to use those stacks? Because that's how the normies are thinking. Like, I can't spend that much money.
I mean, again, it's going to depend on if we get like, if am I playing Kendall Hinton on Sunday, then like, I don't know, maybe it works, but
we're getting into the later weeks of the season where I think that we're going to get more and more cheapy guys that's
true.
Going to pop.
No, that's true. And apparently Mixon is still in the concussion protocol, which is interesting.
He practiced yesterday though.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. That's over.
The problem with Cleveland is everyone can run because their D tackles are terrible. So, like I feel like it's hard to get a pass catcher stack off against Cleveland unless the team wants to. Because I mean they have good edge rushers and terrible D tackles.
Sure.
All right, Tuttle, quarterbacks.
GPP. I'm in that same game. I'm actually okay with Deshaun Watson. I think obviously looked terrible in first game in a great matchup. But I think this game has some shootout potential. We're talking about the Cincinnati side of it. I think the lesser owned side is the Watson stack. I mean, maybe he's just dust, but maybe he knocked off some of that rust and he's okay.
It's probably unlikely he's dust. But it just seems like they're like, all right, let's see what you got, kid, and he has nothing, and so and they're not going to make the playoffs. So it seems like probably they're going to just be doing like preseason type stuff with him for these next couple games, just to remind him of what it's like to play football. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Are they? I don't, Liam. Yeah, I don't think that's true. Okay, yeah, if they went out, totally.
And I mean,
totally.
But defense coverage has changed since Watson last played in the NFL. Like he hasn't had to play against this like cover 2 era. that like all.
I don't
the
know.
big
Maybe
names-
he should have been practicing more football then, bro.
No, what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying is like maybe he
Watch
wasn't
the
working
tape.
that hard, and the meta has changed on defense. So
Well,
like,
it's true. It's made better quarterbacks than him look like absolute shit playing against these.
yeah,
these
like
two high
Burrow went through
safeties.
blips. Josh Allen did. Mahomes did. So like maybe
Not
Watson had-
Josh Allen. His arm's too strong. He would never go through a blip, dude.
Okay.
Got him.
I think also Geno doubles are always live, especially when
Gino
they're
and
low.
Dak were
Yes.
the other two quarterbacks I was going to ask about.
And Trevor if he's healthy, I guess.
Gino doubles, DJ
how
Moore bring back.
How often do you see a team with the highest team total and no one's particularly interested in playing their quarterback or their wide receivers? Not that often.
I think, I'm okay with playing Dak at 6.5 on DK. I mean, it's not,
Good.
you're not breaking the bank there. For such
All
a
right,
big
let's
team
build
total.
a DraftKings team and we can give Liam the first pick.
Oh
I wonder
boy.
who he's gonna pick.
Let's plop the Cowboys D in.
This is the first time the first pick has
That
been.
is literally the first time ever. Wow, absolutely unbelievable.
Well, for the audience out there, you should build more defenses with the high price Ds if the field isn't doing it. You know, and if the Cowboys D is going to be like 15%, plop in the Bills at like 1%.
Yeah. Toto, why don't you go?
Let me see. I got my little Google sheet here. I like the Gino. I like the Gino call. Let's go Gino DK.
You aren't worried about Casey Horn or whoever it is? That's why I'm playing more Lockett.
JC Horn, sir.
JC Horn.
Okay, let's see. Donta Foreman didn't practice with injury and rib concerns. Do we want to play?
Like, I'll be fine, right?
No, he said he's 95%.
Okay. All right. So I guess we're just gonna play DJ Moore then. We're playing $5,500 DJ Moore. David, your pick, sir. That tight end slot there is open for you, bud.
It is.
I thought we were going to get the Tannehill Chig stack. You can build some real monsters.
No, that's the thing is I've looked at Titans pass catchers a lot in the past few weeks, and under 8K, Derrick Henry against the Jags, I think they get back on track this week. So give me D. Himber.
I think I saw a stat the other day. Derrick Henry has one run of greater than 10 yards since week 10.
Yeah, he's just like not good anymore. He needs like good matchups.
It's honestly, it's the offensive line. They got to figure out the offensive line. The offensive line is the worst in the NFL. And
look at the players we are not playing because we are playing Derrick Henry. That means we can't play an AJ Brown. It means we can't play a Jamar Chase. It means we can't play an Amon-Ra, Kelsey. These are the guys priced next to D. Hember.
You can't really say anything when you started off with a high-priced defense. This build is a different sort of build.
Yeah. So
I'm taking
Wildcat.
I think it's back to me. So
just wait. DraftKings Wildcat, Derrick Henry's ownership. What is it going to be?
3%.
No, not even close.
Way over.
Square player of the week.
Yeah. I bet he gets. I bet he gets to 10 or 11.
I think it's higher.
You guys are showing 20. I can read the number on the screen, but that.
I think in the $15, I actually feel pretty confident that Henry will be. I would think he'll be lower owned in the higher stakes. Yeah.
See,
he's
think like 5%.
I think Christian McCaffrey is going to be higher owned than Derrick Henry.
No,
and he should be.
He should be. He won't be.
Are you sure about that?
I don't think people are flocking to Derrick Henry this week, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think we gotta give some time for all the stats against the Jags to start being quoted because
I've already seen the stats against the Jags being quoted on Twitter. Yeah, it's happening. He's gonna be
Liam. Make your picks. Sir.
Okay. Zay Jones was banged up in practice last week. Probably gonna be healthier. You can beat the Titans down the field, so give me Zay Jones for some salary relief.
All right, we got our bring back. I will actually be kind to Tuttle and to David. I mean, David's not going to know any cheap guy to play anyway, so this is good. I will take Daniel Bellinger as salary leverage on Greg Dulcich. He played. So he came back last week after having his eye literally hanging out of his head, and I mean, it's insane. He played 98% of the team snaps. They cut the dude who led them in routes run at tight end while he was out, Lawrence Cager. Yeah.
Bellinger's who people wanted Kyle Pitts to be. I think Bellinger had like a perfect 10 Raz. He's a
I don't believe that's true in any way. I think it's the exact opposite.
Davis has a thing for New York Giants.
Pull this up on the screen because I drafted a lot of Bellinger in best ball.
Hey, Daniel Bellinger ran a 4.63 40 at 250 pounds. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and guess there's absolutely no way he had a 10 Raz. I think I would.
Is Daniel Bellinger of all time? Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, there's no way this is true.
Well, he had a 9.65 Raz. Whatever.
I would have rather have gone Noah Fant in honor of Pete and with a double stack with Gino.
I'll just eat the Dulcich chalk. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, okay, I think you have to say what it's relative to. Like, Dulcich is clearly the best tight end play, but at what point, Tuttle, would you not want to eat it? Like 15, 20%? I'm totally cool with it. At what point are you like, there's just no way?
And that's all he'll come in at. Maybe he'll get a little higher and higher stakes.
I mean, he is the best points per dollar play by like a factor of 3.
He was 1% last week.
Hey, can you look at the screen though?
Yeah. Sosa killing it.
Bellinger, the 9.65.
How is this possible? He is not that good of an
Davis,
athlete.
you owe Liam an apology.
No, I don't. He said he was a 10. Jelani Woods.
Round up, bro. Round up.
That is almost a 10.
Jelani Woods was the 10.
Yeah, Woods was the 10. Whose pick is it?
It's Tuttle's. Tuttle, you have 11,500.
Like maybe?
Yeah, we need a cheapish guy, right?
Gotta have a cheap running back at least.
Or a cheap flex.
Pollard and James Cook. Boom.
I mean, we can just absolutely eat the stone chalk and play DeAndre Swift. Swift Pacheco fits here.
There's not a ton of like 5,800-ish players that are that great.
What about Miles Sanders?
Like Juju, like Gabe
Pacheco,
Davis.
dude. Pacheco's going to get like 27 rushes in this game.
I do think if there's any sort of soreness to Mahomes' foot, that the Pacheco would be getting even more run in this game.
I'll go. I think Liam likes James Cook, but I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go with the double. Just give me Tyler Lockett, and then you can play James Cook there if you want.
Fine by me. We can play James Cook. We can play Chuba Hubbard. We can play any of the Seattle guys if Kenneth Walker doesn't play.
We're 100 away from Bam Knight against Buffalo.
We could play
Bam Knight sucker play of the week.
It's a terrible play.
I think they're actually going to have 4 running backs active this week because James Robinson pitched such a fit about being inactive and Michael Carter's back. So I think they're going to have 4 running backs getting touches.
Tuttle, what's the math say on James Cook and what his projection is and what the take is from the...
Oh, no. Stop. This is a good game. What do we think Liam thinks James Cook's projection is? Lawton thinks. What do the 3 of us think Liam thinks James Cook projects for? I think Liam thinks...
Okay, well, you have to give me a second here.
Yeah, you got to write it down on a piece of paper or something.
I'm trustworthy. I'm not going to change
Okay,
it.
Think about it.
All right. I think Liam believes James Cook is projected for 11.3 points.
I was going to say 15.
I was going to say 12.
10, but I think he's live for 25 plus.
James Cook is projected for. Someone edited them in my spreadsheet. Okay, I can't. I don't
We have him at 10.75. I brought up what Jamino has here. We have him for a 34% market share rush. We have him for about a 9% target share.
That's exactly what I have him for. 34% market share rush.
I mean, those targets are what's nice, right? But you got to.
Well, that's the thing is like he could, if his role is here to stay, it's approaching like a 15-point floor. If and
do you know how high a 15-point floor is?
If he's getting 6 targets a
David,
game and like
the
10
other someone else a floor talk.
Yeah, he's gone. This is gone. Yeah, it's evolved from Davis saying, "Who was
Johnny
the quarterback? Johnny Manziel has a 25-point fantasy floor or something like that."
This is how I know Liam is still in his upward arc of understanding gambling.
Well, I think if we check the bottom line, I'm looking down on your.
Oh, definitely. That's why it's so depressing, buddy. Trust me, it's a wild, wild ride.
Not many go to Vegas and play poker and return with a profit.
Oh, that's very true. I've actually done that. It's not that hard. You just got to play with drunk tourists.
Okay, if you play 20 WSOP tournaments, it's not that easy.
Oh no, that is true.
Anyways, I think James Cook is a great play because the last time the Bills played the Jets, they didn't have like a bunch of their defensive line, and their linebacker. And B, I think he's like their solution to cover 2. Like if teams are going to sit in cover 2 and try to take away the deep threat, I think they're just going to keep peppering Cook until they actually play coverage, which will then make Gabe Davis playable again when he's going to get some streaking.
All right. Let's move on to running back. We've obviously talked about James Cook. What would have to happen to make one of these cheap guys playable, Davis?
I mean, there's a route. I mean, one, Donta Foreman not playing. It's funny. It's funny that it's in the same game. But if Donta Foreman doesn't play, Hubbard I think would be playable. But then there is this unbelievable parlay of things that could happen in Seattle, in which Travis Homer comes back off the IR, or not off IR. He didn't play last week. Kenneth Walker's out. DJ Dallas is out, and then Tony Jones is the backup, but Tony Jones stinks. So no one plays Travis Homer because he didn't play last week, and also he's not very good. But then Homer ends up basically just playing Kenneth Walker's role, and also because it's all afternoon games, the projected ownership on all these guys is going to be really low. So that's theory number one. I'm interested, Tuttle. Do you think anyone has the stones to play Rachaad White?
He's
the same price as Fournette is the problem.
Yeah,
What has to happen to Fournette, like in the game, right?
Is the field going to be playing Fournette? Because if not, he's a great play. And
I played that. I read that situation. I'll be honest. I read it completely wrong. I thought White was going to be lower owned than Fournette on that showdown, and White was higher owned than Fournette.
You're not on the best ball streets, Tuttle. You didn't know the excitement,
Yeah, surrounding Rachaad White. Well, every site basically had Fournette projected better, at least to start the day. So that I thought people were going to follow the projections on that one. So I don't know. With the split we saw, it's hard to pull the trigger on either of those guys. We basically saw them split series more or less.
I mean, I think White is a pretty good play because my read is his role only has the ability to increase, whereas Fournette's role only has the ability to decrease. Because he's
Why is
better.
That? Because that was Fournette's first game back. What if he increases and he's healthy?
Because Fournette is bad. I mean, really.
No, you don't like Fournette. I don't like him either. But like, it's not.
But his results have been horrible. I mean, he really if you look at like rushing yards over expectation and stuff like that, he's been one of the worst guys in the NFL.
But he looked good in that game. Like he was like a bowling ball.
He did look good in that game,
dudes.
Yeah.
I think the Niners D, like against the Dolphins, there was a lot of wide open guys. Tua just had his worst game. And so the question is, like, I think Brady has the ability to hit the open guys that Tua wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, there are, like, I guess in the end, it wouldn't surprise me if a cheap guy ends up being in optimals here because, like, no running back in Baltimore, Pittsburgh is over 5,800. That's kind of interesting.
Here, this comment is true, but it's 3 years ago, Pollard Zeke, where they're still stubbornly playing Zeke too much.
If White didn't get the touchdown, he wouldn't even be in conversation here.
Yeah, it's true.
He ran a bunch of passing routes. I don't think that's true.
I think they look better fantasy-wise because Brady's a check-down machine at this point in his career. So they produce all right fantasy-wise. It's just hard to see the ceiling on either one. When
Brady
Mike Evans is terrible. Like, he's just cooked.
He's
oh, that was so frustrating.
The bigger problem is that Brady is like deathly afraid of getting tackled. Like he used to be, and
that's great
like
for running backs though.
He used to sit in the pocket at least and let himself get pushed over, but now he doesn't even want to do that. Which, I mean, can you blame him? Like, I'm 30 and I don't want to get tackled. Imagine being 45.
Trying to hit the nightclubs after the games. He's not trying to be sore.
All right. Let's go. Davis, you are absolutely out on Damian Pierce.
I mean,
I was shocked he was so high owned last week. I thought last week he'd be sneaky low owned. He was not.
You got it was the Cleveland matchup thing too last week.
The last time he had 20 PPR points was in week 5. Enough. Yeah. Stop. What's the point?
Not with Davis Millionaire back.
No, there's literally no point, dude. It's just playing bad for the sake of playing bad.
I will say, watching that game, I thought Dari had a bigger role than he did. Only had 2 rushes, was on the field only 14 snaps.
It's just because you're tilting if you play Pierce and you see Dari out there. You're just It's like the game that Damian Harris and Ramondre alternated series for like a quarter, and people were just freaking out. They're like, "Oh, Ramondre season's over."
So real quick, who do we think the value wide receivers people play this week on DKR? Because last week you had like Wilson,
Nico Collins, and Kendall Hinton.
But Nico's banged up, right?
I think it's going to be Chark. I think Chark will be popular in that game.
No one will play Westbrook Akine. No one will play Cody Hollister. So have at it, Dave.
Yeah, Racy McMath. Like, I don't know. They're gonna
play Chig, dude.
If Tony's in, Tony will get played.
People are juicing to play Kadarius Toney, dude. Just the slightest sign of play. It's like Sky Moore last week. Just the slightest sign you can play this dude. People are in.
And they should be. He's that good, I think.
He's very good.
So you've got just to round out the running back conversation, Christian McCaffrey just seems like an unbelievable smash.
He will not be chalk this week, Dave. You could win $1 million this week with this take because I think it's a good take.
I mean, I get that he's been limited with a knee issue, but you just look at they've got Brock Purdy in there, so I think they're gonna like probably dumb things down a little bit, continue to heavily use C-Mac. I just don't understand like why he's not going to be higher owned.
It's what they just did to Alvin Kamara. The field's worried about that. Maybe
he'll probably be higher owned than what we currently have. I mean, we still have Kenneth Walker in there taking up a decent share. That could go down. I agree with where we have Derrick Henry. I talked about that already. Yeah, I mean, McCaffrey's going to be about 15 to 20% range, probably, maybe higher in higher stakes. But I mean, Nick Chubb. What was Nick Chubb's ownership last week?
So high. Insane. People play Nick Chubb in cash. If you played Nick Chubb in cash, send me a game on DraftKings this week. My username is Davis Mattek.
Okay, so here's the thing. You guys are like, you saw that. That's Derrick Henry this week. I don't get why you guys don't understand that. Like, that's 100%.
I'm with you. I'm understanding.
Yeah, and it's the exact same thing. Nick Chubb, Jonathan Taylor. At least Taylor's got more of a passing game role, but people love the every back grinders that get, 30 touches a game, 30 carries a game. It's rare. We're in our little DFS subset where we value receptions more, right? Because that's what scores better on DraftKings. But that's why guys like Derrick Henry granted Henry's actually catching more passes this season, But that's why people like Derrick Henry get more ownership than like Christian McCaffrey. It's because the field loves those guys. The field loves Derrick Henry. Whereas McCaffrey, he'll be owned. He's not going to go under owned, but he'll be.
The field spent all offseason taking Jonathan Taylor over him. They're still licking their wounds from that one.
Do you think Tony Pollard's going to get up in ownership this week?
I could see it, yeah.
Bigly. I think he's
going to be big chalk.
I can't even believe I'm saying this. This has got to be the first in the history of the show. If Zeke is the gold star play. If Pollard ends up being,
he just needs to get so many. He needs like 2 or 3 touchdowns to win a GPP. Zeke,
fine. He'll probably get.
Just get Pollard to carry him down to the 1 yard line.
Yeah,
he scores.
I think he's already. I mean, Zeke, I believe, has had multiple 2-touchdown games since coming back.
No, I'm excited for like a Zeke best ball team. But
do you want to know how bad Ezekiel Elliott is? He has multiple 2-touchdown games this year and does not have a game over 18 fantasy points. I mean, this dude. Okay, I'm taking it back. I'm taking away the gold star. Silver star only. Silver star only on Zeke. I mean, he just stinks.
All right. Any other love before we move on for Dalvin Cook? Not a lot of talk about him. 7,300. Saquon, Miles Sanders.
He's your leverage play.
If you're playing the $20 Millie Maker, Dontrell Hilliard, there's worse plays in the world. That guy can always catch a touchdown.
Okay.
Jordan Mason was out there again, $20 Millie Maker stuff. Got 50 rushing yards. If CMC goes down this game,
that's too.
These are more terrible takes than I am.
These are $20 Millie Maker.
Liam, you
can at 4,200, $20 Millie Maker.
He's just playing with house money. He's like Jordan Mason, dude.
I'll take Mike Boone over these guys.
Yes, yeah. I mean, can you imagine a world where the Broncos could get to 21 points? This would actually be such an amazing DFS game because all the Denver guys are cheap because Sutton's out. Judy is 5,400. Hinton is 3,400. Whoever Sutton's replacement is minimum price. Dulcich is 3,400. Latavius is 5,200. Mike Boone is 4,200. Like, this could be like such a great slate. And the Broncos have a 16.5 team total, same as the Texans.
All right. Breaking news. Joe Mixon has cleared concussion protocol.
Stinks for me. My last team alive in the main event has Samaje Perine.
Oh, you have to imagine they keep P. Ryan involved though after his success.
Yeah, I'm not starting him over Terry McLaurin though.
He was already involved a little bit before, at least like in the passing game work.
Well, he had a 2-touchdown game in a game Mixon was active, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. So he definitely is his earnings.
What if Samaje Perine is who you need to win $2 million?
No.
It's bad news for me.
It's decent news for me.
What if it's
I was on the Chris Evans train, still holding out for that one.
Oh yeah, I was on the Chris Evans train too.
Hey, he got you 9 points last week, bud.
I know, first touchdown. It's trending up.
Derrick Henry might be the guy you need for your best ball teams, honestly.
Not week 17 against the Cowboys.
Is Derrick Henry? I mean, is Derrick Henry even having a good year? He's not really.
No, not the past 4 weeks. He's been really bad.
He is on pace. He is on pace to have
6 games above 25 points on DK. So he's advancing.
But that's why Eric Beimfor said he might be the guy you need because not a lot of teams may have him.
Oh, this is like Liam's favorite talking point is that actually advancing shit players is the best way to win $2 million.
I'm feeling good about it, man. Don't have a lot of Jacobs, have a lot of unique teams, though.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to wide receiver. Any Gabe Davis love from you?
I think some people think he was still banged up with the ankle. And so the Bills finally getting 11 days off rest, I think is actually kind of big for them, where they played on Thanksgiving. They played the Patriots. Remember, there's the Josh Allen injury questions. And so I don't think it's the best matchup in the world, but I mean, he's due for a big game. He's on the field like 96% of the routes. If the Jets commit to shutting down Diggs, which I doubt they do. Sauce does not really like shadow either. He chooses a side of the field. But yeah, I mean, the way that DK's lowered his price finally to 5,300 for the first time all year, feel like you have to play a team or two of him.
You need those Elijah Moore, Gabe Davis stacks.
Elijah Moore ran a route on 74% of dropbacks last week, bro. We're trending.
Actually had the role change. It wasn't just spiking.
But they're still giving Berrios.
Hey, all things are possible through Mike White, who strengthens me. You know, he's the savior of this team. It's unbelievable. I mean, you're getting Gabe Davis in cash actually if you run on some settings because
there's no way people are going to play a boom bust wide receiver.
No one will. But if you're just running straight on,
I would.
I mean, Dave, you just purposely make like the worst plays in cash every week. Like you have like multiple
it's not the
guys.
worst plays in cash.
Why are you playing cash, man? You're a GPP bro.
No, cash is. I will never leave cash just because it's another form of just that euphemism that comes over you when you win.
It lets you
There's
win.
nothing wrong.
Another form of euphemism.
Yeah, I don't
think that I wanted to land.
Checks out.
With like GPPs, you sometimes you just like, if I don't have that one guy, I'm dead. Well, in cash, does like if you don't have this sub 5% guy that's breaking the slate, you're still live, and you're still.
So I'll give you that. There's merit to that.
But it's not merit to making money. It's just mental health merit is all it is. Yeah,
which I'm all about. So.
Yeah, totally.
All right. As far as elite wide receivers, you got to choose between Justin Jefferson and then
AJ Brown. AJ Brown is the gold star play. He was going for euphoria. Amazing comments here.
What'd I say?
At least you didn't say like euthanasia or something.
What'd I say?
You said euphemism instead of euphoria. So
that's definitely what I meant.
Justin Jefferson will be 20%. Amon-Ra St. Brown will be 25%. Chase, Diggs, and Brown are all going to be sub 10%. My guess is AJ Brown ends up being the least owned of those. I mean, I think AJ
Eagles... Brown will be more popular than Diggs this week.
People just love the Bills.
I could see it close.
People just love to play these. Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
I guess it comes down to who gets played more, Allen or Hurts.
Allen will get played more than Hurts.
That will pull
my
Diggs
opinion.
Up, but I could see AJ Brown being a one-off more than Diggs.
Yes. 100% I agree with that. So that's interesting from a construction perspective. I mean, I would just say the gold star plays for like the 9th week running are just going to be Devonta and AJ Brown. It actually is crazy. I always think when I play these Eagles teams, like, these guys are going to end up being more owned than they're projected. And then the cards flip over and it's like Jalen Hurts 4%, AJ Brown 11%, Devonta Smith 3%. It's insane.
So we usually don't want to play Eagles doubles. But with Goddard out, do we think that's
all going to these two dudes? Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, Hurts is just going to score so many times on the ground that
Devonta Smith and Jalen Hurts have a greater combined target share than Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I bet you'd win a bar trivia on that.
There's no one more matchup dependent though than like the Eagles and the Bills.
Yeah,
not matchup dependent, just scoreline dependent.
Well, no, if you can run on a team, they're going to run on a team. If you can pass on a team, they're going to pass on a team.
I was about to say that, like last week against the Titans, they did not care about running at all. It was just pass after pass after pass. The week before against who was it? The Giants?
The Packers. They just ran.
Oh, it was Packers. Yeah, it was just they ran the ball down their throat. Miles Sanders just crushed it. I mean,
the Giants are 26th against the run, allowing 140 yards a game, 18th against the pass. But again, the Giants play a lot of man, and I don't think they're like that talented in the secondary. I think their front seven's just awful.
All right, so no love for Jamar Chase, Davis?
Definitely love for Chase.
Yeah, I like Chase, but I like AJ Brown more.
You can beat the Browns deep, like a lot of teams have.
I love having Liam on the show because he's the one dude who's like really into like, this team structurally.
Look, man, do we need like the 15th show to be like, there's 14th against DVOA against the pass? Like, we don't need
that's what I'm saying is like, we don't do that. This show is all like projected points, projected ownership, because that's all Pete and I care about. And Tuttle doesn't talk. And Dave just doesn't, Dave just, hangs out. So it's pretty funny.
You gotta hang it out there on a Wednesday. No one cares about projected ownership on a Wednesday, and you just gotta put your hand in the fucking dirt and give some takes, Davis. Who's gonna score points?
Tuttle, who are your wide receiver plays this week?
I mean, we talked about most of the guys. I mentioned I do like the Cleveland stack, so Amari Cooper I think is fine. Mentioned I like Geno doubles, so those guys are fine. I will go with the terrible take here. A guy that has not been talked about, probably rightfully so, under 4K. I think with those Geno doubles, you'll get DJ Morris to bring back Terrace Marshall. I'll throw some Terrace Marshall.
I can dig it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. He's on the field.
I mean, do you want me to get grosser? Like, does anyone really? I'll do the grossest tout in the history of this program.
Jay Osborne?
No, buddy. Brandon Johnson from Tennessee and the University of Central Florida is going to be the starting outside wide receiver for the Denver Broncos this week against the Kansas City Chiefs. He played 70% of the snaps in the game that Judy missed against Carolina. Sutton is out now. Hamler's on the IR, and the other dude that they rotated
Kendall
in.
Hinton?
No, he's fine.
Montrell
The other
Washington
guy
used to be a big guy for them.
Who's the guy? They just cut someone. I don't know. Jalen Virgil, I think is his name. So
Yeah.
we're talking about a minimum salary dude who's going to be down 20 points the whole game, who is going to run a route on every drop. I mean, he's terrible. I would say he's just as likely to get a 0 as like Justin Watson or whatever. But there's your Mattek terrible take.
Russ has not eclipsed 200 passing yards in the last 2.
This guy doesn't watch the tape. Saying Marshall's behind Visca.
He needs to watch the tape of Terrace Marshall getting all these end zone targets against the Falcons.
Yeah.
All right.
Julio looked terrible. Maybe Russell Gage gets some run.
Julio did not look bad on that one catch though at the end.
Yes, on that one catch.
That was like peak Julio right there.
He's like pure like down the field jump ball from that game, from what I saw.
Godwin seems like he's hurt every game, or else I would.
He just gets like a bazillion targets.
I don't think Godwin's 100% probably, but he's still gonna.
Can I bestow a gold star onto Brandon Ayuk against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Or is that too far? I mean, he's just like such good salary leverage on Garrett Wilson. Like truly is going to be like a 1%ish owned play. And I think the Purdy playbook is all just going to be about these short tosses to
we need the Purdy hand in the dirt take here from Liam.
I thought Jimmy G, like Ayuk was Jimmy G's guy, so that's why I'm kind of out on Ayuk. Don't have enough data on Purdy yet to get real calibration of the model.
Do people know that there was a universe where people were mocking Brock Purdy as a number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft at a certain stage in his college football career? He was like every year he was a pretty popular Heisman bet. The thing about him is he got worse every year he played, literally descending order of adjusted yards per attempt as a true freshman at Iowa State, 10.2 YPA, 8.4 the next year, 7.8 the next year, 7.5 his last year. He literally got worse every year. It's unbelievable.
I remember him being DFS relevant for college football. That's my extent.
Iowa State.
I love he ran a bit. Dropping the ball speed at the combine of Purdy. My man's got the. Was it good or bad? Is 51 fast?
Yeah, I have no idea the range.
I think Josh Allen was like in the 60s.
No, 51 is terrible. 51 is so low.
Oh, that's.
I mean, it could have been good because he was the last pick of the draft, so it's not like any of his measurables had to have been good because of how bad he was.
That does mean. I mean, just this is very inside baseball, but that does mean they like him because a lot of the time, the guys prefer to go as undrafted free agents as opposed to be drafting in the 7th round. So like you kind of have to talk to the guy's agent about taking him in the 7th, like 6th or 7th round. And so that must mean they like him.
Some of the beats were even saying that he looked better than Trey Lance in training camp.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I do remember that. Yeah.
And these were, hot takes and, the best ball community just did not like it at all because of their love for Trey Lance.
Oh, he's the quarterback 3.
Yeah. Well, just that the quarterback 3 was outplaying the quarterback 1.
Trey Lance, youngest guy to throw a pass in the NFL this season. Still.
Dude, we were so rugged on that. I would have had fun watching the Trey Lance this year.
We're gonna get to watch it next year.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm not
Last
sure I'm going
wide
back to
receiver
the
shout
well a
here.
third time.
I think it's sharp to play Jameson Williams each week until he's finally full snaps.
No, absolutely. This
No,
is
because, look, and listen to the. No, you see this all the time when guys are ramping up. They're gonna have weeks where they're like 10% on the field, and all of a sudden it's gonna go to like 100%, and maybe it's
totally gonna go to 100%.
What's his price tag?
He's $4,400. He's $100 more than Chark.
See,
$20. James. Eventually, he's going to be 100% snap player.
I don't think that happens this season, though. Is the thing.
No.
I don't think you're wrong with your theory here or your strategy. This is basically like the thesis for playing like DeAndre Swift last week, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Eventually, he's going to turn, right?
Exactly.
So, like, I get the theory, and I don't think it's bad. I think just with this,
I get the theory, except that
injury history is just not going to happen this year.
I like it for running backs. I do not like this for wide receivers, where like the threshold, where like he could play. You could be right and not get paid. You could be right about the 100% snap share and not get paid, and just have.
Or you could be playing the team that gets beat the most against the deep pass in the NFL, and you got a burner in Jameson Williams.
I mean, I don't.
And here's what I'll tell you. I'll give you a next level on this play. If you're playing two $20 Millie Maker teams, and you have Chark in there, also put in Jameson Williams. So just play both of them, one with Chark, one with Williams. And if
honestly, Jameson Williams is a better play on FanDuel. He's only 4,500.
What's the name of the lowest price GPP on DraftKings? That's what you should be playing.
The dime time.
Modelo 5,000.
Throw it in the dime time.
You guys don't even know about this level of grinding. You got to do the dime time so you can farm achievements.
No, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't do anything under $3.
Us guys that have been playing for the last 10 years can't do that.
Maker last week also swept the Modelo free roll, which I really love that she entered the same lineup in both.
That woman's Twitter account is very fishy. She only follows people from Run Pure, and she's only ever tweeted a big T.
That's not suspicious at all. Like that's such a Run Pure person. I feel
she had a tweet from like
it is.
6 years ago. She sold
no more liberal
multi-level. Yeah, like I saw. No, she had a tweet from like her last tweet was from 2015. And she was, I think, trying to get people to try the crazy rap thing. Give
us the tinfoil hat take, though, Davis. Do you think that this is Big T's account?
No, I just think it's funny. Yeah. I just think it's
that is where it sounded like you were going.
Yeah, give us that towel.
I spend all my time in these gambling discords where like people just have nothing better to do than to like go through all this woman's like favorites, and it's just all these are the real tinfoil hatters.
Those are sick people. All right, let's get on to FanDuel. Make a lineup. Talk about tight ends, then get out of here.
Well, I mean, are we going to play Chig? Are we going to play Chig on this team, David?
On
since we didn't play him on the other one?
Play players who score more touchdowns.
Yeah,
it's good advice, Liam.
I'm actually going to go my top guy this week. I'm going to go with Josh Allen on FanDuel this week.
Let's go, Dave. Great play.
I'll take Gabe Davis.
Oh, nice.
Liam, where do you get your ideas, dude? Do you like the Josh Allen play?
I think about what's going to make a lot of money.
Are we playing G. Wilson or E. Moore as our bring back?
I think it's a no bring back spot this week.
Oh, because
you don't like Wilson this week?
So good.
Not on FanDuel, man. He's got to get in the end zone.
He's got 3 touchdowns the last 2 weeks, dude.
Yeah, but they weren't playing the Bills, right, Liam?
Yeah, they're not playing the now healthy Bills D other than Von Miller.
Okay, so we got Allen, Davis. You're next.
We need a running back. I'll take Pollard.
Ew.
Give me James Cook. I think you should be playing Allen Cook Davis, Allen Cook Diggs stacks this week.
Yeah, dude. Smash it. No bring back, though. 3 bills, no bring back. All the money.
Bills are going to be motivated this game. They lost to the Jets. Now we can ban some expensive wide receivers.
All right.
Okay, fair.
It's David's pick, I think.
Yeah.
Drop a cheap D in there.
I would not. We don't do...
just to see what we're working with.
Oh, okay.
Steelers was like the cheapest.
Okay, and then I will go.
Tuttle was ready with that Steelers tout.
Well,
Tuttle's
I looked at it already.
He's deep in these weeds, bro.
Since we have some salary to play with,
Or you can do Jags if you need even cheaper.
Ooh, 7K remaining average, or 6.
I'll go with Kelsey at tight end.
Good
Wow,
play,
dude,
play.
you're fading Chig. You heard it here first. Dave does not think Chig Okonkwo is a good play.
Chig is a probably a DraftKings play. Honestly,
No,
Dulcich.
I have a question. I got a question. Does Chig like to be called Chig, or does he like his full name pronounced?
No, Chigazium. No, it is like his nickname is Chig.
Okay.
You always got to ask a player's mom though, because they usually say what the player should be called.
Like Patrick and Pat.
Gabe Davis's mom used to say it has to be Gabriel. Kind of dropped that though.
Okay, I learned last week that I just take high price guys and make everybody else worry about fitting in cheaper guys. So we're gonna go Justin Jefferson.
I was gonna say, damn it, you beat me to it. I was just gonna say it for you.
This might be a Jameson Williams team.
Do the chart bring back and let Davis fill in the remaining.
Yeah, you bring the who did you say is the bring back?
Chark.
Or you do the Elijah Moore with the.
I was gonna say Elijah.
No,
Moore,
do the Chark mini. I like. He's got touchdown upside.
No, it's too much. I mean,
Yeah,
47.
You actually do need.
That's your specialty, Davis. 4,700.
There are on FanDuel. These guys do not generate enough points to be in winning lineups.
But if you go Jameson Williams, you have 5,900 for a
Jordan.
There it is. There, yeah, we're doing it.
All right,
for the bit.
How much do we have?
This is mint price. Now we got 59.
59.
Or we could get up. We could get up to 63 if we went down to Jags defense.
59. There's Nico Collins there. I don't want to play him.
Nico's a terrible play. Like this guy's not.
He's truly a stone awful play. I won't have any of him this week. Let's go McKinnon. I'll run it back total. Jarek McKinnon.
It's a bad spot.
It's
He's
not
going to
a
be played in a
McKinnon
non-competitive game.
Yeah,
maybe Tuttle shouldn't have fucking selected Justin Jefferson.
Yeah,
All right. Isaiah McKenzie. Let's just go for the quality.
the onslaught.
The Bills
onslaught.
alpha.
Yeah. This is the Stephon Diggs has 2 catches for 20 yards while everyone else gets their game.
Yeah, just play.
This team is so bad.
Just play like Browns D. Play like Browns D. You got to come off of.
I would not play this team in cash.
FanDuel is tough, but
If you play Browns D, you have 6,400, which opens up a lot more.
okay. Put that in. Get McKenzie out.
And then you
Totally.
Show the people the options. Scroll down. 6,400. What do we got there?
Gabe Davis at 6,200, which you already
Judy?
got in.
Zay. This is a great Zay spot.
Yeah, Zay's
Great
fine.
Zay spot.
Thielen's fine if you want to do the.
Yeah,
Dalton
Thielen.
Schultz getting crazy. Double tight end.
Gosh,
I really think
this
Pollard
team's
kind of. I think Pollard kind of took us off the tracks. So.
Yeah, Tony Pollard. Yeah, he's 20 Pollard at 20% projected ownership, good points per dollar. He's the problem with this lineup.
Just saying, like you're paying 7,500 for a RB2.
I think this is the worst lineup we've ever made
This
on
is
show.
it's truly I'm not even playing this in the free roll
If
for
only
freedom free roll.
Jefferson and Kelsey and Allen score a lot of points on this slate, and all the other stars fall apart.
Yeah, we might get a min cash then.
All right. if Traylon Burks is playing, let's move on to tight end. If Traylon Burks is playing, do you play Chig Tuttle?
Yeah, so this is the conversation I
Right.
mean, I think he's still playable, but the thesis is if Burks does not play, obviously it's good for target share, but I think more importantly, it means more 2 tight end sets for the Titans. I think Chig is just on the field more often than, which it's typically good when you're on the field. You kind of you can luck into more targets if you're out there running routes.
There's no way Burks plays this week. He was.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he's likely.
No shot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I think he's a fine play regardless, but definitely a better play if Burks does not play.
All right. And then Dulcich just eating the chalk, Davis.
No, dude. Bellinger, the RAS score. I won't play Dulcich in any spot where I have other like crazy chalky dudes. Like if I've got like a Garrett Wilson lineup or like a Detroit, Minnesota, like no chance. Also, I'm just realizing as we go through here, like this is going to be the return of the stupid 2 tight end stuff on DraftKings. Now people are going to be playing 2 tight ends because the salary limitations are so thick.
I don't know though, because it's bad. We have enough, I think, value receivers where it won't be a thing.
It's gonna depend.
Tight end's bad.
We need a wide receiver or we need a running back to be
Deshaun Jackson, man, signed to the roster, 3,400.
I think you'll see the Houston guys, especially if Nico's out.
Oh, can you imagine a Chris Moore, Philip Dorsett? It's just like, what's the point?
Wait, is Cooks going to be
Do you
back?
think people are going to build more balance this week in GPPs or stars and scrubs? I think balanced.
Balanced, yeah.
What was the Tyler? There was a Tyler Huntley, Mark Andrews just mega smash game last year, right?
There was like 3.
The backup quarterbacks threw to him way more than Lamar did.
Yes.
Like Lamar or Mark Andrews had 2 of the 5 highest scoring tight end fantasy point games of all time with Tyler Huntley at quarterback.
Yeah, and I don't think Andrews will be played very much. So there you go. Play Mark Andrews.
We solved the slate for you guys. I mean, it took an hour and a half, but we did get there in the end.
Who is Tuttle's terrible take this week? Oh,
Terrace Marshall.
Give us another one. That one's
that's a good.
No,
I mean, that's the point.
Give us a 1B.
I do like the terrible bring back. I do like the Gabe Davis, Elijah Moore. You gave you hate both those takes. I saw the reactions, but yeah, those are it.
I like Gabe Davis.
All right. Final thoughts, Liam.
It's a great week to onslaught the Bills and make all the money while the field complains that the slate's not great because they don't get to jam their Tyreek Hills and co.
Yeah.
And if you want to, and I'm going to build some teams like this, Tannehill, Chig, and then jam the expensive wide receivers on DK.
Interesting. Okay. Davis.
This is how I win. Sky Moore back to 1%.
Kadarius Toney might play.
Juju.
Now's the time to jam in Sky Moore.
I'm gonna go. You know what? Liam's here. Liam won $1 million just homer stacking his favorite team. So I'm gonna say I'm just gonna homer stack my Chiefs boys at like 2% and hope that the Denver Broncos are somehow able to push them. Mahomes, Juju, Toney, $1 million. Pacheco, great play. No one's playing him.
Great play this week.
I would just say that to look out for a build that no one's really talking about, and that is going back to the Derrick Henry / C-Mac build. No one's going to be playing that.
Wow, back to 2016 DFS. Jam them in. I mean, Liam didn't even have a DraftKings account back when you used to jam them in.
We got to get David Johnson.
I've even been playing DraftKings longer than you, Davis. I'm going very live to a bet.
Literally, no. Did you have a Draft Street account?
No, I said DraftKings.
I know. This is what I'm saying. It's, dude, you have no idea how long I've been in these streets, bro.
Yeah. He's been in the street. Doesn't mean he's been like
you can't gamble below 18.
Liam, I think I'm literally older than you, actually.
How old are you, Liam?
I'm 30. And Davis is 30.
Oh.
And I was born in October. When were you born?
Sad we don't have any
I am older than you. I was born in August.
Oh. Tuttle, if you had to super stack one game and it's not Minnesota Detroit and it's not Seattle Panthers, which game are you onslaughting in like a small field? where you're just
Damn, you
playing
took the
like
Seattle Panthers. It's Cleveland, Cincinnati.
Cleveland, Cincinnati. Yeah.
Maybe that Mixon team is gonna.
I think I do think that game will,
Pitt is a fun one.
will Cleveland, Cincinnati be higher owned than Seattle?
I think so.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I like the Seattle side.
Yeah, I was gonna because Seattle was gonna be my answer until you said I can't do that.
That's why. I know you, man. That's why I said no, none of that.
All right, Davis. Final thoughts.
I can't do better than this is how I win. Sky Moore at 1%. I got to go out on a high.
Gotcha. Tuttle. Any last thoughts?
No, play the three game NBA slate tonight. About to hammer out that pone for the plethora of news we just got. Well, the show's
all right.
No showdown thoughts, guys.
Thanks.
For Raiders,
No, Sosa says his laptop. Our producer's laptop is about to die. So, special thanks to
plug it in. Have you thought about that, Sosa?
Get
Special thanks to Sosa for producing the show on battery power alone. Shout out to Mrs. Overzet for putting up with Pete and now a baby. So, man,
welcome to the world, April.
Yeah, she has her work cut out for her. And April, you are loved. All right, that'll do it for the Swolecast. We'll see you next week here in RotoGrinders.com. Peace.
April.